Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. And you know, I'm looking on the media to find out what people are saying about issues that are of concern to all of us as citizens of this nation and as citizens of the earth. And since I'm spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, I want to listen to what they're saying, the same things that you're hearing. And if there's a crook in it, I want to reveal it and straighten it out. So I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. And the thing that caught my attention this morning is the fact that DeSantis has decided to get out of his Republican efforts to become the representative of that party as candidate for the president of the United States. And he left out saying that he wanted to give his support to Donald Trump. I mean, it's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I want you guys to pay attention to what is happening right before your very eyes. This man wants to give his attention, his support to Donald Trump. And then that leaves Donald Trump and Nikki. Isn't that something? Nikki Haley. Now, what difference is there between Nikki Haley and Donald Trump? The truth is, well, one is a female and one is a male. But based upon what's been happening over the past year and what Trump has been saying and what Nikki Haley has been agreeing with, you would think they are basically the same kind of people. Now, DeSantis decided to give his support to Donald Trump. Ms. Haley says if she wins, she plans to pardon him. You see how this thing works together? Now, none of this action has anything to do with you, the people of the United States of America. When I say you, I'm not talking about part of you. I'm talking about you, all of you. And it doesn't. So that tells you right there, at least that's the point I want to make to you, is how destructive it is, and how really, actually, evil it is. But this is the choice that you got before you. Now, some of you might think, what if this was Liz Cheney running against Donald Trump? It would be clear as day. Miss Cheney represents truth. Now, you might not like her policies, but at least when she got before the public, when she got before the world, she spoke the truth. She spoke, what is it called? Power. She spoke truth to power. And it was great. Now, Nikki Haley can't say anything comparative to Liz Cheney. But that was denied because the people during that period of time when we were having the January 6th discovery, nobody wanted to hear things she had to say. They were all for what they represented. And she was for what she represented. And now that what they represented is right in front of us, what they were supposed to have represented, the Republican philosophy, only Miss Cheney did that, but they threw her out. Ladies and gentlemen, recognize what's happening. Now, what was it all about? It was all about a young man or older man, whatever you want to call it, who has dementia. Or when you hear him making all those mistakes, plain old dementia. I don't think he's got Alzheimer's yet, but he seems to be on that path. And I'm not saying this jokingly. I'm saying this because it is true. I know it's true. I catch myself going through that all the time. It's a hard thing when you're talking, all of a sudden you get to something, your mind jump, you don't know what the heck you were talking about. You want to get back to it quick before people discover that you don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And as you can tell by Donald Trump, a lot of times it doesn't work. He just keep on trying to pretend like the people are stupid and don't know it. And then they go ahead on and act stupid, like it didn't happen. Well, even that, my friends, when I see Donald Trump going through these changes, when I see this, it hurts. I mean, It hurts me to see Donald Trump going through this, just as it hurts me when I see a homeless child. Homeless child needs someone to take care of them. You know what that means. I believe every last one of you know what that means. And when you look at a sick man who doesn't even know he's sick, but sick nonetheless, but you know he's sick, you feel the same kind of compassion you feel for a homeless child. You want to get him off the street. Now you're going to respect what he says based upon, the reality of the situation. But I know people say, well, he got to be punished just like everybody else. But I say, if you can forgive him, we can also understand most of the problems, most of the things that others have done and why they happen. And we will recognize the role that each of us play in the things that happen in life. And maybe we can forgive one another. Now, forgive one another and make a change in life. Make the kind of change that starts fresh. Make the kind of change that starts anew. Don't make a change in life taking that rotten apple with you. No, if it's a rotten apple because of the way we live today, that stuff that's rotten. Let us step into a new system with brand new stuff. Brand new stuff. Now, don't take that ugliness with us. I'm trying to still punish. Forget the punishment. Let us make things right. Well, I got going there because these things cross my mind and they're sort of important. I was also thinking about today when Minnesota Power Company, they were talking about, or should I say MSP, they're talking about we need some increases in wages. We need some additional benefits. That means that struggles in life are kind of very complicated. And what we are doing is really not sufficient enough, and this is our way of trying to let you know, hope that you can hear it, and maybe make some adjustments before we have to strike or do all those other kinds of things. I guess this is how they're saying it. But what it does, it's an indication to, and everybody respects it for what it does. It is designed so the message can be made known. But it's not just to keep a message made known. Not, well, the people are suffering now. Well, the things are changing. We got to watch the markets. No. Think about how to eliminate the things that says causing problems. Eliminate it so things will always be just going up. Start here and going up. Not start here and going down and we got to pick up or going down. No, start here and going up and going up and going up. Why? Because we keep growing. We keep growing. And so that's what I would say in relationship to MSP in Minnesota. And I say that to the people of Minnesota. But when I say it to the people of Minnesota, I'm saying it to the people of the country. There's a way that we can fix all of this stuff. And it's so simple that I won't even mention it to you right now because it will sound absolutely stupid to you. It will sound absolutely stupid to you. The answer to your problem in this regard would sound absolutely stupid to you. So stupid, in fact, that I know you too smart to get it. So I won't stress you out with that. But let's go ahead and step onto something else that we need to address. Hamas went in, did an evil act, a devilish act. Now, I really don't know what caused them to do this, but there are things that's called cause and effect. Now, they didn't, you can bet your last money, didn't just do what they did. No, they didn't. That was something that drove them to it. Now, you can agree or disagree, but according to them, it drove them to it. And they did a devilish act. And they did it to a nation of people who call themselves godly people. Well, now I'm sure that the other group does as well. But they end up doing an evil act. And the godly people over here, the Israelis people, when that happened, all of their God flew away. And the only thing that came up was that evilness in them. Let's get them. No love anywhere. No God anywhere. See, the love and God, if that had been there, they would have thought for a second, whoa, what caused that? What caused that? What is the reason this problem? And they would think about it. And they might find out that the cause that brought this about could be addressed, must be addressed. And it could have ended it, brought the hostages home, got the people, the Palestinians satisfied, and everything. If this was the God in them, but the God in them wasn't. They weren't thinking that. That put that stuff aside. Let the devil out. And the devil comes out and go over there. I think this morning they were talking about 25,000 killed, no place to live, destroyed all of that. Took, I'm sure, hundreds of years to build, or however long, but it's all destroyed. And these godly people who are letting the devil come out of them, saying, we're not going to stop till we eradicate everything, won't happen again. The people say, well, we're talking about a two-nation state. Oh, no. The devil still saying, oh, no. Ain't no God in that place. But what do I mention that? I mention that because to show you how confused human beings are, especially here in America. Everybody talking about God, and all hell is burning all around us because there's no understanding, there's no truth to the God that we think we know. It is nothing but a lie, deception. God is not leading us. We are being led where the others are saying that God is saying. They won't even let God talk to you. They tell you, they used to say God was talking to the people. Now they don't say that God's talking to the people. Now they say that God talking to the book. They got the book. And you got any and everybody got the book telling you about God. And I'm telling you, if God is not talking to you, you listening to the devil. If God is not talking to you, you're listening to the devil. Now, you say, well, Brother Marcus, aren't you talking to us? Yes, I'm talking to you. Ain't no shame in my game. And what I'm telling you, I'm not telling you about what I got for you. I'm telling you about what God has for you. And I'm not telling you you got to take it. I'm telling you you have to agree. What I mean by that, you have to search it. You have to search it out. You have to weigh it. You have to make the decision because it can only happen with your power. And there's nothing to be ashamed of when you watch the expressions made by others that cause so much pain and suffering, and you watch the new things that you do eliminates it. I think that would answer it for itself. So yes, I go around and I want to share with you that there's no answer out there outside of God's way. God's way is easily identified because it works for everybody. You can't trick it. You can't con it because it's working for everybody. Nobody complaining. And if anyone is complaining, they're saying stuff like, I don't have more than you. That don't make sense. That just sounds stupid. So we won't spend any time talking about that. But one other thing I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, another sign of how much we've strayed away from God is when we talk about artificial intelligence. When we talk about artificial intelligence, they talk about these parts of it able to, when you're talking about face recognition, when you're talking about voice, when these guys can imitate that, or these machines can imitate that and do it for any purpose that it can be used for, and it can be used for stuff that's good, and it can be used for stuff that's bad, and if it can be used for stuff that's bad, you bet your last dollar it's going to be used for stuff that's bad. So what that means it works bad against you, the people. And you don't have to wait until they start snapping your head off. All you do is make things right today. Start it making things right today to protect yourself from any enemy, any human enemy. If it can hurt one, it'll hurt you. And if one identifies and says it's causing pain, then the whole world of human beings got to come against it. Not violently, but recognizing what causes it and wiping out their cause. God is good. I don't mind telling you about it. Now, when I say the things I say to you, I'm basically saying that the only insurance that we have down here as people is the insurance that we give and offer to one another. We are your protection. We are one another's protection. We can't count on this company or that company because everything is competitive. Everything is going against one another. Everything is out to, compete and win. Where you got losers, and when you got winners and losers, you got what? Hatred. You got bigotry. A lot of other stuff that comes from it. Don't want to call it all here, but that's what you got going on. Ladies and gentlemen, when you went to sleep last night, it was night. If you woke up this morning, it was day. This is how the truth and lies are. The truth is as bright as day. So what I'm saying to you, I know we have conformed and we've accepted everything as being normal. That we got to go through this. Let me just say this, then I'm going to stop. Right now, people say we're focusing on women's right as far as abortion is concerned. We're talking about that. And we brought it up because it's on the front cover. And it's on the front cover because it's on the front of everybody's mind. Why is it on the front of everybody's mind? Because it's something that just happened. But it's not the only thing that's happening. There are all kinds of things happening. But right now, we're dealing and focusing with that particular thing, letting that be the focus to get people to vote. And the people come out and do the vote, and somebody come in the office and they try to keep addressing that little basic concern and everything else that was, still is. And the people got nothing. So, change everything. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, like I said, all the stuff I've just shared with you is stuff I've been hearing basically on television, or it comes from that. But you know what I didn't hear? I didn't hear anybody talking to you about peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness and you living your dreams. I didn't hear anybody talking about that today. No one. I didn't hear anybody telling you that your needs, your wants, and your desires being met at your leisure. I didn't hear anybody telling you about that. I didn't hear anybody telling you you don't have to ever worry about food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, transportation, infrastructure, anything that's made by the hands of man that rests in the reservoir of goods and services that have been determined by you, the people, that they are essential for your life. And made available to each and every last one of you in abundance that none would ever have to suffer, because each and every one engaged in the process of causing a manifestation of all that stuff to exist. And that makes you part owner, so you can do it when you want to. This is God's power running the world. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to live. Thank you.